The weight of a cart. A story of silence, viral outrage, and quiet strength. The supermarket echoed with the kind of chaos only a Saturday afternoon could summon. Shopping carts screeched across slick tile floors. Voices rose over canned announcements, and children darted through aisles like miniature comets. Under the glare of fluorescent lights, the air felt tight, wound with urgency and the collective frustration of shoppers navigating long lines and longer lists. In aisle 8, 17-year-old Logan Wells crouched beside the bottom shelf, restocking the last crate of canned chickpeas. His palms smelled faintly metallic from the packaging. It was the third shift he'd worked that week, and the soles of his sneakers felt like they were melting into the floor. Still, he wore the practiced half-smile of someone who knew his job didn't require enthusiasm, just patience. He had 2 more hours to go before he could clock out and catch a movie with his friends. As he stood to adjust the out-of-stock sign taped beside the empty space where the coveted Citrus Brook sparkling water used to sit, a voice cut through the noise. "Excuse me." The words were sharp and stung with entitlement. Logan turned to see a woman approaching fast, mid to late 40s, platinum blonde bob with visible roots, oversized sunglasses perched unnecessarily on her head, and a designer handbag hooked aggressively over her forearm. Her cart was half full with obscure health snacks and overpriced cheese. She jabbed a perfectly manicured nail toward the sign. "Is this a joke?" Logan wiped his hands on his apron and straightened. "Sorry, ma'am. That brand sold out earlier today. We're expecting a new shipment by Tuesday." She stared at him like he'd just told her the earth had stopped spinning. "Tuesday? No, no, no. That's not acceptable. Citrus Brook is the only brand my body tolerates. I'm on a cleanse." He gestured gently to the shelf. "Yeah, it's really popular. We had a full delivery this morning, and it was gone in under an hour. I can leave a note for my manager to call you when we get more in, if you'd like." But she wasn't listening. Her eyes narrowed as if he'd committed a personal betrayal. "You expect me to believe that?" she hissed. "I know how this works. You people stash inventory for your friends." Logan blinked. "That's not true, ma'am." "Don't think," she snapped before he could finish. "Do. You don't get paid to think." Her voice was loud now, sharp enough to pull a few heads from neighboring aisles. A woman reaching for cereal froze mid-grab. Another shopper raised an eyebrow. Logan, cheeks flushed, stood his ground. "I'm just trying to help." "You're trying to ruin my weekend," she shrieked. Then, without warning, she shoved her cart forward, ramming it directly into Logan's thigh as he stumbled backward, catching himself against the shelf. Before he could process the impact, she yanked the cart back and slammed it into him again. This time it caught his shin. The metal edge dug in hard, and he dropped to one knee with a sharp yelp. Gasps erupted nearby. A woman pushed her toddler behind her. A teenage girl started recording. Logan raised a trembling hand. "Ma'am, please. You little punk," she shouted. "You think you're above serving customers? You think you can ignore me?" "Hey," a man's voice boomed from the other end of the aisle. "That's enough." Karen, though Logan didn't yet know that was her name, whirled toward the growing crowd. "Mind your own damn business," she yelled. "He assaulted me. I want him arrested." Another voice, firmer this time, "Back away. You're hurting him." She didn't stop. "I'm a tax-paying citizen. I know my rights. This is harassment." Logan tried to crawl back, his leg throbbing. Panic buzzed beneath his skin. Then, the chaos surged again. 2 store security guards burst into the aisle. One stepped between Logan and the woman, hands raised. The other went to Logan's side, kneeling. "Ma'am, back away from the employee," the first guard ordered. "Finally," she shrieked. "Do your job. Arrest him. He's on something. Look at his eyes." The second guard spoke softly into his shoulder radio, requesting medical assistance. The first gently gripped her arm to move her back. She resisted. "This is discrimination. You'll all be on the news for this." She had no idea she already was. Phones were everywhere. The footage would hit the internet within minutes. The guards escorted her away, still yelling. The cart was left abandoned, and the aisle looked like the aftermath of a crash. Logan stayed on the floor, heart hammering, leg burning. The sound of clapping carts and soft murmurs returned slowly, like an audience after a performance unsure whether to applaud or recoil. Logan sat in the break room, an ice pack strapped to his leg. The assistant manager, Eddie, paced with a clipboard. "You're not in trouble," Eddie said. "But we need you to fill out the incident report. Corporate already has the footage." "Is she gone?" Logan asked. "Cops took her. She tried to hit one of them with a baguette." "Not even kidding." Logan closed his eyes. "Over water." It was about water. "Some people are just looking to explode," Eddie muttered. A knock. The door opened, and Logan's mom rushed in. Her face twisted into shock at the sight of him. "Oh my God. Logan, baby, are you okay?" He nodded weakly. "Yeah, just bruised." "It's okay." "It is not okay." She turned to Eddie. "You let a grown woman assault my son?" Eddie raised his hands. Security intervened within minutes. "Police are handling it now." Logan's mom gathered her son's bag. "We're going to the clinic. And then we're getting a lawyer." Outside, a news van idled near the entrance. A reporter recognized Logan instantly. "Logan Wells?" "We'd love a quick comment." "No comment," his mother snapped. But Logan, steady despite the pain, turned to the camera. "Just treat people better. We're not robots." The reporter blinked, then nodded. "Thank you." That clip would be replayed thousands of times over the next week. The internet exploded. The video hit 5 million views in 48 hours. Hashtags trended. Comments raged. People called the attacker #CartKaren. Within a day, her identity was uncovered. Sylvia Carver, a wellness blogger with a string of bizarre online rants and a public history of tantrums, caught on Yelp reviews and TikTok spats. Sponsors dropped her. Her social media accounts were flooded with comments. When she posted a tearful video from what looked like a motel bathroom, blaming Big Soda and claiming Dylan had mocked her spiritual needs, the backlash doubled. Dylan, meanwhile, rested at home with a sprained knee and more attention than he ever wanted. He received offers for interviews, speaking engagements, product sponsorships. He declined most. But one local interview stood out. In a quiet park, with a calm journalist, Dylan spoke clearly. "People in jobs like mine, we're human. You don't get to yell or attack someone just because you didn't get what you want." That quote went viral again. A few weeks later, Sylvia was arrested. The court date was set. The trial was surreal. Protesters held signs. A man dressed as a shopping cart danced outside the courthouse. Logan entered quietly, supported by a brace, head down under a hoodie. Inside, the prosecution played the video. Witnesses testified. Sylvia's lawyer blamed emotional distress and hormonal detoxification. Logan took the stand. He told his story plainly, truthfully. "She hit me 3 times. I didn't provoke her. I just said we were out of stock." Sylvia didn't look at him. The courtroom sat in silence. The jury returned swiftly, guilty on all charges. Sentencing followed the next morning. The judge, stern and expressionless, offered Sylvia a chance to speak. "I made mistakes," she mumbled. "I was under stress." No apology. No responsibility. The judge didn't flinch. "You assaulted a minor. You escalated without cause. You manipulated and lied. You showed no remorse." He sentenced her to 4 years in a state facility, with parole eligibility after 2, and 380 hours of community service along the very highway leading to the store she raged in. She was also banned from the supermarket chain. The cuffs clicked on. Logan exhaled. Outside, cameras waited again. Logan said only one thing. "It costs nothing to be kind. But sometimes, being cruel costs everything." Weeks passed. The memes slowed. The story faded from the headlines. Logan left the store. He took a job at a quiet bookstore across town. The air smelled of paper and coffee. No carts. No yelling. Just peace. One day, a young woman entered. She looked nervous. "Are you Logan?" "Yeah. I'm Sylvia's daughter." Logan froze. "I just wanted to say I'm sorry. For everything." "She's writing letters now. She's not screaming about conspiracies anymore." "That's something." He nodded. "It is." She left. He never saw her again. But in that moment, something inside him settled. Not forgiveness, But release, Logan never gave another interview. He never wrote a book or started a blog. He just healed, quietly. His leg, his pride, his faith in people. Not all of them, but enough that he never returned to that aisle. But sometimes, when he passed a shelf with citrus brook water, he smiled, because he knew he'd survived it. Not the assault, but the scrutiny, the viral glare, the noise that he'd stood tall when it mattered, and sometimes that was enough.